So today we're taking a gander at the BCP. If you're lucky to get BCP, we'll talk about that in a second, and how shit these fucking rotors are. I've had these ones on the car for about 7,000k, so that's front and rear with the Bendix pads. You may notice I'm running DBA pads at the moment, but yeah, more on that in a minute. So 7,000k's. Within the first 1,000k's of driving this after the break-in period, because it did have I'm going to call it end shield, but it's not. It's a painted surface to stop rusting. So in order to break that down, usually you'll do light braking till it wears down. Not over and over again like you'll break in the DBA pads. That's different. It's just a slow break-in process to get rid of that paint, because if you do it all at once, which I have done once in my life, holy shit does it stink and a lot of smoke, and there's a high chance that you'll end up creating heat spots on your rotors. But yeah, so proper braking procedure on that. I was running the Bendix pads at the time, so no braking procedure needed for them. After 1,000k's, started hearing this noise. Pretty similar to noisy lifters, noisy injectors, that sort of ticking noise. But I went with the speed, so it took me a little bit to determine, because you know I like my music, so I don't hear a lot of noise in the car most of the time. But it took me a little bit to diagnose it, so finally figured out that the noise went away under braking, which clearly narrowed it right down to the rotors and the pads. At which point, because I bought this off Super Spares online, yeah, Super Spares. Yeah, contacted them at about the 5,000, 6,000k mark, showing them photos of the brake pads deteriorating. Now I've actually got the brake pads hiding in here off the front. As you can see, got big, oh, it's a bit hard to do this, big chunks off the tops there. I will have photos of actually how I pulled them off. Sorry, there we go. How I pulled them off, I'll overlay them possibly if I know how. I'm a little bloody light. So these are the front Bendix pads. These are 5,000-6,000k's old. I can't remember. I only took them off last week. Ignore the circle. That was to push the caliper back in so I could get the new pads in. So those are those ones. So when I first took them off, which was about the 5,000k mark, contacted Super Spares, all the photos and all that, and they turned around and said, because it's only happening in the front, it's the pads. No, I've never seen Bendix pads do that in my entire life. At which point, backwards and forwards, they said, send the pads in, Bendix will do an assessment and we'll send you out some pads. And I'm thinking, yeah, fair enough, you know, that's how warranties go, but a month without the car with brakes. Yeah, so after that, I had a bit of a dig into what BCP was, and I sort of cracked the shits because it's just some fucking import company. At which point I told them that I was going to make a complaint, because in my haste to fit these and my awesome BCP Pro rotors, this is what was actually sent to me. These are the front rotor boxes. BCP Brake Clutch Pro. It's just a sticker. There's some tech stock brand, which I'd never heard of. So basically, what was sent to me wasn't what I was purchased to start off with. Here's an awesome set of instructions that it came with anyway. I don't remember reading them, but yeah. So yeah, essentially BCP is just a sticker on a tech stock box. And you know, I only just discovered this at about 6,000k's when I swapped to the DBA ones, because I'm thinking, where are the boxes for all that sort of gear? Because you know, I don't have to get out the shed rubbish anytime soon. So I discovered that, and then went down a rabbit hole of researching them. So Super Spares Pty Limited, which is the one that's on eBay, is actually operating out of a house address, but the further I dug, the more companies I found under this one thing. So, and most of them, like 99% of them, are all owned by a Rotor X. And so Sun Supers is part of the Power Tech group, which is also United Spares and Just Suspension. Then that goes under an Autotech Trading. So I'm talking business names and ABN numbers here. I'm not giving you any extra information there. And then it goes to Parts House, Auto House Group, and Four Wheel House. Then you've got partshouse.com.au, parts360.com.au. Then we've got JS Auto, West Parts, that's WES Parts. Then the Brake Clutch Pro, which is that shit that I was apparently sent. And they've actually got 5 eBay accounts as well. So, which is Super Spares, Spares Zone, Wes Diesel, Parts for Less Australia, and United Auto Parts. They're all the ones that I found to do with this, and it's interesting because all the prices are different. So, but a little bit of extra information for you. I would not recommend these. These things cost me, including Bendix, so front and rear, BCP Pro, or what was it, Tech Stop, the shit that I got sent, $431.95. So that's front rear calipers, rotors, and front and rear pads from Bendix. I thought, not badly priced. And I know what you're thinking, you get what you pay for. Well, DBA, we all know DBA and how good they are. We all know how Bendix is. DBA front and rear rotors plus Bendix pads front and rear, $480 is what I just paid, because I'm swapping these out and putting them in the fucking bin. But so it wasn't too badly priced. I thought I'd give them a go, but little know how fucking shit they were. I may be rambling on this and not showing a whole lot, but you can tell how unhappy I am after 1,000 Ks, and it couldn't be the cheap Chinese rotor that they sent me being the problem. It had to be a well-renowned brake company's issue, but I'm about to rip these off anyway. These have been on 500-600 Ks. The DBAs actually make a lot of noise, so your crickets at night, how they go off the temperature really fast. That's what it sounds like when I'm driving with these pads on. Now, it's not to say that DBA shit. I did their braking procedure on this with these rotors. They're just a lot more noisier. So I'm about to rip them off, and I'll have a gander at what they look like after 600-700 Ks. So just ripped out those DBA ones, so they're only 600-700 Ks, as I said. I only put them in a week ago now. No real unusual wear except for that spot. Oh, I'll use it to zoom. That spot there, which looks a little bit odd, but no unusual wear on that one, which was the inside one. The outside caliper, as you can still see there, is up the top there. This is getting a little more tricky. I'm missing chunks out of them already, and they're on the face. Whereas the pads are not, I'm going to put it down to the rotors, but I haven't had them on that long, then it's starting to show evidence of what the Bendix ones were doing along the edges there, which once again it's something I have never seen before in my entire life of using Bendix pads, and I use them in all my vehicles and other people's vehicles of which I work on, and because I'm not using these fuckers anymore, on the ground you go. Now, I didn't see sort of too much unusual wear on them, except for, there we go, except for that there. That's the only sort of thing I found on the front that gives me any indication of, sorry, I'm just wiping them down a bit because the dimples are full of fucking shit, but that's to be expected. But yeah, there you go. So hopefully it's been enough information for you to make a decision on not to buy this shit and to do one better than what I did and actually research more into the company, the apparent Australian company that sells these, and pay more attention to your packaging, because yeah, they're tech stop with a BCP sticker over the fucking top of it and sold as BCP. So I'm assuming, you know, I didn't get what I paid for. There's grounds for a claim. Blah 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 blah. Couldn't give a fuck. I just want quiet brakes again, because it is embarrassing driving down the road and it's gone tick 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 tick. Especially in such a nice car. Well, in my opinion, a nice car, but anyway. Leave it at that. Hopefully, that gives you a bit of rundown on those companies anyway. All owned by one fucking person. But, yeah, in my opinion, don't buy them.